I thought I had the perfect life. Our divorce group suggested I post on here. I don't know what to do. I'm sad. Terrified. Having horrible thoughts. I'm not a perfect man. But I thought I had the perfect life. I'm in the National Guard, but work full-time in big industry. I make over 6 figures a year. I work out. I built my own house. Built my own small farm. I've been with my STBX for 11 years. We finally got married 2 years ago. I just returned from a combat deployment. We were ready to have kids. I discovered she was with a man she hired to fix our fence while I was gone for over 6 months. They had unprotected time numerous times. She fell in love with him. She did things and felt things with him she never did with me. She found her small town cowboy she always wanted. I'm not a cowboy. She doesn't know that I know about the extreme depth of their infidelity. She has acted weird ever since I've been home. Claiming she lived for a year by herself and she's adjusted to me being gone. The real reason I think is that she's in love with him, but only stays with me because I never left her. That she knows I'm a good provider and protector. He's just a younger, hot cowboy who is married and has kids and FCKS clients. What did I do wrong? I know I have to work on my vulnerability. But this hurts so ducking bad. She talked about having kids with him and running away together. She's living this double life and pretending everything is fine. She's planning our planting season this year. We bought more chickens. She talks about having children with me and scheduling doctor's appointments. She hasn't realized how utterly broken I am as I hide behind the severe stoicism the military taught me. I've spoken with my best friend about it. Discussed the details. He thinks I should file for divorce and kick her out. He says if I try to fix it with her, we can't be friends. Part of my Catholic nature, we weren't married, and the Catholic Church thinks I can fix this and make it work. I don't think it's possible. What will happen if I deploy again? I don't want to start over. I'm in my mid-30s and feel like I'm running out of time to have a dedicated wife and a farm full of kids who I want to raise to be great Americans. All I can do is cry in silence and keep the barrel of my pistol out of my mouth while I try to figure out how to approach her and have this discussion. I don't know how to start over. I don't know how to let go. I thought I was the strongest man I knew. I'm broken in half and I'm lost. Please God, help me. Story 2. Why does she post so much about her new boyfriend? It's like she's trying to get under my skin. She cheated on me and soon after started dating him. It hurts so bad. Why do people who hurt us get to walk away so easily? It's like every other day there is a new Spotify playlist gushing about him. I've tried dating and yay, I like this one girl, and I've met people who are way better than my ex, but why do I have to struggle through this while they're happy? It's been 4 months and I just wish I had that luck. She tried texting me she still loved and missed me while with her new boyfriend. I walked away, but it still hurts. I'm over her as a person but not the trauma. Edit. Thank you for the replies and the helpful advice. I want to make it clear that I don't not want this person back. I think I'm just suffering from trauma and jealous. All of you are absolutely right. I have cut her off long before this and blocked her on Instagram. It's just Spotify that I'm checking. She does occasionally block and unblock me to appear in my feed. She's a very cruel person. Update, she's constantly posting about her new relationship. God, it's so painful. It's been 3.54 months and yay, I feel better, and I don't miss her as a person, very important. It still hurts though. I was with her for 2 years, and tried to make long distance work while at different colleges, but the whole time she was cheating on me and developing a relationship with the new boyfriend. Once I finally cut her off, she's constantly posting about her happy life. I know it's inappropriate to check social media and I have blocked her number and Instagram and haven't talked to her for about a month. She tried contacting me saying she missed me and what we had while with the new boyfriend. I still have moments of weakness where I check her Spotify. I shouldn't do it. It's like I'm trying to hurt myself. But after how she treated me, the cheating, the lying, and the using me as emotional support while she was secretly seeing this guy hurts, and to watch her be happy while I'm struggling is super painful. I wish I had a fast forward button to show me I'll be better once school starts up and I can finally get involved at school. I have stuff to look forward to, and I have my life, and I have my passions, but holy S it. Why me? What did I do wrong? Why do I have to go through this while she's fine and happy? I've gone on dates, and I met a girl in my hometown that I'm spending a lot of time with. It's been proven to me several times that I can do better, whether that be with people physically more attract or just people who in my eyes are what I'd look for in a partner. But every time I go out I always have doubts of their true intentions, and like I said, I think this is trauma. It's given me hope that I can meet someone who is in every way better than my ex. But this has left me so messed up, that I doubt that this girl even likes spending time with me when I know that it's not true. I deserve better and I know this. I know I was a good boyfriend. I'd send flowers to her apartment every week saying that I'm super excited for when we get to finally be together after I transfer. It seems to me that I tried too hard to be with my ex. I hate people telling me, oh, it's a rebound, she's not over you, when she clearly has been planning this for a while. Don't get me wrong, I don't not want this person back, and I'm not sitting around waiting in sorrow. I'm doing all the right things, and I honestly think what I'm feeling is a combination of jealousy and trauma. When will it get better? When will I finally get what I deserve? I get this is a very childish and emotionally charged post, but I need to get my feelings out. Redditor's reactions next story after. Redditor 1, it will only get better if you stop looking at her socials. You are reopening the wound each time you do and it cannot heal. Op answer, I know. I think it's because I'm back home for the summer without much to do besides go out with friends and other girls. I don't have my guitar with me or my computer, so when I'm completely alone it's really hard when my mind wanders. I just wish I had my purpose, and I'm sure I'll have that when I go back to school and start working on music and performing shows with my bands back at my college town. Redditor 2, unfollow her stuff, my man. It's the only way to stop tearing open that scar. When dealing with heartache, you face a choice. You can take the pieces of your heart and build walls to hide yourself behind. You can build weapons by which to use others for selfish ends, or you can take the time to put it back together so that you may live to truly love again. The first two are quick, easy, and tempting, but you will carry them the rest of your life. Both will hurt people, good people that have nothing to do with the anguish and heartache you have now. And both will also hurt you, in the long run, when you destroy what may have been what you were seeking all along. The third option takes time, absolutely hurts the most, and will have you hanging out deep in the valleys and dark places of your soul. Sleepless and restless nights, music that makes you cry, but that's where all the pieces are, and you'll need each and every one if you're going to keep yourself on the other side of it. It's the only way you can love like you've never been hurt. I know it sucks, even weeks and months later, it will suck. There will be days on end when it seems the sun itself has gone dark, where you won't feel like getting up, or doing the things you used to enjoy. It's these valleys that make the mountaintops as high as they are, this darkness of heartbreak that makes the light of love so brilliant and bright. It's times like these that make us appreciate joy and happiness when we have it, for only then do we understand their true worth. You will find better days, and sleep will return. Even then, you will get caught off guard by a song that reminds you of them, or find a card or gift that tears open healing wounds. A date that would otherwise be meaningless rolls along and you stumble or fall. Or they talk to you out of the blue, meaning well, but it casts you back into the abyss for a while. But as I said, walls, weapons, or putting your heart back together, it's a choice you have to make, and too many people choose the first two, and leave the next person, and the next feeling exactly the same anguish. It's not fair to them, nor is it fair to yourself to become that person. Remember, the mission at this point is to save you, the you want to be, and not let yourself become something you no longer recognize. It doesn't mean you won't be sad, angry, or hurt, but you don't let that push you into hate. Sometimes that's tough, but the trick is remaining a man worthy of being loved, for the one out there who will love you and appreciate you the same way in return. It ducking sucks, but that's life sometimes. So you put on that smile and you stand the duck up. Things will get better, it just takes time, it takes patience, and it takes strength, emotional, spiritual, and even physical strength. Redditor 3, you need to block this person everywhere and stop following her social media. Checking her social media isn't inappropriate, it's harmful to your ability to heal and move on. The more you remain in contact, even indirectly through her social media, the harder it is to move on. Eventually you'll realize that you dodged a bullet. She was a cheating, manipulative, awful human being, and someday the new guy will get the same wake up you got. If you need help with your emotions, get a therapist. Focus on yourself. Eat, sleep, exercise right. Take up hobbies. Take care of your home, keep it clean, it will help your mental state. Op answer, it's only Spotify at this point. She claims she made her Instagram private so I wouldn't have to see her flaunt her happiness. How kind of her. But I am focusing on myself. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I do try to do things that make me happy and healthy. It's just those nights where I'm completely alone that my mind wanders. I wish I had a fast forward button that lets me even go 3 months from now to see that I'll be better. I know I'll get there, but I'm super young and I know I shouldn't be wrapped up like this. I just have never experienced anything like this before. I think that's why I'm so lost. Story 3, really don't know what I'm looking for, just want to share I guess. I will try and keep a fairly long story brief. Let me first say we are currently trying reconciliation, but I'm kind of floundering. I should also note this is the truth as I know it, not necessarily the whole truth. I 40 meters found out a few months ago my wife 39F of 13 years had been cheating on me the prior few months. She was texting a close friend of mine and flirting with him both through text and in person, which led to her sending bikini pics and eventually T+ photos. She ended that but moved on to another person in her orbit that I didn't personally know. Pics were exchanged and it climaxed with a makeout session between the two of them. She ended it after that. After finding out part of this, I confronted her and told her if we were going to reconcile she needed to come out with the entire story with everything that has ever been an issue. That is where I got all the details above, and she also admitted to sleeping with someone about a year after we first got married. One night stand. She swears up and down this is all that has happened. Here's my problem, while yes I'm super upset and hurt, and I get really angry when I think about our 2 awesome children being conceived after she slept with another guy, I don't feel totally emotionally crushed. Honestly, it just feels like my ego is bruised more than anything. I've read a lot of stories on here and other subs, and this feels so devastating to people. Am I just in the early stages of grief? I'm concerned I never really loved her that much in the first place because I don't feel fully destroyed. I'm trying to figure out what to do. She seems genuinely remorseful, but reading a Sony after infidelity I just have zero hope this will ever work. I'm in therapy for other issues, but now we talk about this as well. I just feel very blah. I want to move on, but I don't want to deal with the hassle of divorce and separating money and hurting my children. Also, quite frankly, she is substantially more conventionally attractive than I am, and I'm afraid of being rejected by other women in the dating world and being alone in my later years. I'm not blameless here. I haven't always been the best communicator as a husband and have rug swept a lot of issues and feelings the past 20 years without being open and honest about my feelings. Is texting like that legit cheating? Since the actual time happened so long ago, should I just ignore that part? Happy to get into more details in comments. Update. Found out my wife ducked a guy less than a year after we were married because after 13 years and 2 kids she did it again, and I'm staying because I'm a responsible ducking moron. My whole life has been in service to others and doing the right thing. I've passed up jobs I've wanted, turned down flirting opportunities with other women, never spoken up about petty parts of my marriage I'm unhappy about to keep the peace. Even in my job I make everyone else's life easier in service to the greater good. I never get selfish in my personal or professional life, all trying to get to this end game of a good life where it goes well for me and now this. And I can't leave because I'm a ducking idiot and I want to take care of my kids, and the way I'm wired I can realistically suck it up and deal with the cheating. When in the duck is it going to be my turn to be an irresponsible DCK and not pay attention to others' feelings and just assume they'll pick up the pieces? When do I get to have fun and disregard others for my own selfish desires? I feel ugly, unwanted, and most of all I just have no respect for myself, but I know I'll stay like in a shoal because my personality will make it agreeable and make the kids happy. Duck everything, I just want to feel attentive and loved. Sorry, I know there's like 30 of these posts a day on this sub and this isn't interesting, I'm just angry and sad and I wanted to type it out. Edit. And another thing. When she gets upset about how bad she's hurt me and I can tell she genuinely feels bad about her actions and is broken up, I feel bad for her and try to comfort her, like genuinely feel terrible she feels that way and I want to make her feel better immediately. What the fuck? You think there haven't been women I've wanted to duck over the years? Of course there have. I'm a ducking living human being, but you don't. It's called being a responsible adult and respecting others' feelings. She just wants the ducking milk without buying the damn cow or doing any of the work. Update. Wife cheated on me. Have friends but none I can talk to about this. Feel like a miserable loser. I have suffered from depression most of my teenage years and early 20s. Through my late 20s and 30s, anxiety took over more than the depression. I've been on various medications since my early 20s and still on a daily. I got to therapy every 2 weeks and it's still not enough to not make feel like a piece of shit loser all the time right now. I found out my wife cheated on me early in our marriage and again recently. Ultimately we decided to try and work it out for various reasons. I'm on month 7 since finding out. I feel like a total piece of shit for staying. I can't shake how much of a loser I feel like and how depressed I am and how that depression now turns to anger. I can't tell my friends about this because I'm afraid of how they would view her since we all still hang out. How ducked up is that? And because frankly I'm just embarrassed. I haven't felt full-time depressed since my early 20s thanks therapy and drugs, but I feel it coming back full-time. I had a great emotional support friend not connected to my main group of friends that was really helping me out by talking daily, but I've recently found out that person was just using me and has no use for me anymore and has moved on and we don't talk anymore. I don't think I'm asking for help. I know I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing to help. I'm just so sad and angry all the time and I don't want to be around people, but I have to work with people daily for my job. How do you guys cope when you have no one but a professional to turn to and that's not enough? I'd go see my therapist daily right now if I could afford it. Update, just another update. You guys were right. Post. You can check my post history to see when I first reached out to this sub and others. Won't rehash it too much, but the guy who I caught her s-ing with over last summer has blossomed into a full-blown physical affair this year. Every single response I got here told me to leave and that she would do it again. I thought my situation was somehow different. We went to therapy. We talked all the time about our feelings. Our communication got better. We bought a giant house together and decorated it. Meanwhile, the last 3 months she's been ducking this guy who was a close personal friend of mine and her best friend's husband. I'd say I'm in disbelief, but I'm not. Honestly, I'm just relieved in a way because now I can leave knowing I tried my level best and she didn't give a s it. Random DCK and constant male attention from someone who isn't me is more important to her. 2 things. Please, everyone that is reading this, know this will happen to you. Scroll through this sub, it's littered with stories like this. Second, my wife told her best friend, the AP's wife, what happened. Everything blew up, but at the end of the day the AP is lying about everything. She doesn't believe him, but she's still trying to make it work. She is also a good friend of mine and I'm trying to help her not make the same mistake I did. Any tips? I'm just going to explain how he is lying about everything and is lying to her face non-stop right now about his feelings so he won't lose his kids and her money. I know it shouldn't matter to me, but it does. She's a good person and doesn't deserve this. Anyways, thanks everyone. Wish I listened in the first place. Here's to the next chapter of my life. Wish I wasn't so damn old starting over. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, I believe you 200%. No one of us is special. Our relationships aren't special or different. We all have to go through it though, cause we're hard-headed and think we know better. We can figure out the magical equation and fix our little broken world and partner. That all it takes is a little more communication and respect and attention. But nope, I hear you, but know that 40s ain't old yet. You got a lot of valuable time left. Try being close to 60. Anyway, good luck, amigo. Trust someone in a similar circumstance. You can get through. I haven't even gotten close to through, but I trust you see the light now. Op answer. The irony of this is I make all of my decisions and view the world on the aggregate. I make all my life decisions like an economist except for apparently this one. I thought I was smarter and knew my wife better and I should have just analyzed the numbers and made my decision that way. Live and learn, I suppose. Again, I'm not even upset, I'm just glad I'm moving on knowing I tried. Redditor 2, show AP's wife this sub and let her read the countless stories of betrayed spouse. I'm sorry it happened to you, but I'm glad you learned from it and I hope you will use this for your future and avoid making the same mistake. Redditor 3, wow man, I'm sorry. I've been following your posts. I know things seem bleak, but your wife doesn't deserve you or the life you've tried to build with her. Cut her loose, focus on the kids, and regain your mental, physical, and emotional health. You are more important to you than she is. And don't fret about being single and 40. There are plenty of fish in the sea for you, my dude. I promise you you'll have a much easier time dating than you think you will. Find your self-respect and squeeze it tight. Good luck and stay strong. Op answer, thanks man. Divorce should be fully finalized and are out of the house in 40 days or so. Redditor 4, it's so hard to know it until you live it. I used to think people on the internet were crazy for advising people to throw away long-term relationships like nothing. I also was delusional thinking that you just need to work on a relationship. Well, that is only effective if both people want to do that, and sometimes ending something instead of trying to cling on desperately is healthier in the long run. I also thought I could stop an emotional affair from going further. I was pregnant with our first and only child, which added to the anxiety of needing to make the relationship work. I just thought if I worked harder, had less needs, was more fun, spontaneous, etc., then he would want to be with me. It was like trying to hold on to sand, the harder you squeeze. We eventually divorced as there was no salvaging it, but I would have followed him to the ends like a puppy had he not chose her. I now know that if I see any signs of shady behavior in future relationships, I am absolutely out, as I won't be a part of that anymore. It's a hard lesson to learn.